You're watching Interview of the Day with me, Bilkis Bahari. Islamic finance is considered as an alternative financial system that is based on Islamic Sharia law. This new financial system is actively being developed in Kazakhstan as the country seeks to become the Islamic finance hub in Central Asia region. But what exactly is Islamic finance, and how would Kazakhstan, as a new player in the industry, plan to develop this sector? Join me in today's episode to find out all the answers. Hi, I'm Bilkis Bahari. Joining me today is the Chairman of AIFC Advisory Council on Islamic Finance, Daud Vicary Abdullah. Thank you very much for being with us in this program.
Great pleasure. Thank you.
The Islamic finance industry is worth over $2 trillion US, with countries like Malaysia, Saudi Arabia and UAE leading this industry worldwide. And now Kazakhstan also plans to develop the Islamic finance industry. But what is the game plan for Kazakhstan?
I think the game plan for Kazakhstan is in part, joining in a party which is growing. But I think more importantly, it is as a regional representative for Central Asia. So in itself, Kazakhstan doesn't have the critical mass in terms of population, but in terms of influence of surrounding countries, that critical mass in Islamic finance and the linkages between Europe and with China and the initiatives with One Belt, One Road will be great. And as Islamic finance is now enhancing its credibility in the fact that the message is getting out that it's for everyone and it's an alternative way of raising capital, it's an alternative way of doing business, and the linkages with social finance and with green finance and with sustainability are clear, this is a great opportunity. And Astana and Kazakhstan are well placed.
Kazakhstan will issue the Islamic bonds or sukuk worth $300 million US this year. Is this the highest value of sukuk that Kazakhstan will issue, and who will take up these bonds?
Well, I don't think it'll be the highest value. Hopefully this will be the first of many at a country level, at a sovereign level, and there'll be corporate sukuk to follow. So I wouldn't want to speculate as to who and when and how much, but this is just a benchmark. There is a global shortage in liquidity terms of good quality Islamic paper. So you have a growing industry, but it needs to be fueled in the capital markets by adequate issuances. So long as the rating of the paper is good, and there's no reason why it shouldn't, then the take-up will be from those organizations that need to have Islamic paper to continue on their business. So you will see the larger institutional investors, pension funds, and insurance companies, for example, taking positions with this paper.
What are the main drivers for Kazakhstan to introduce the Islamic financial system in the country?
I think there is a driver that it's a majority Muslim country, but that in itself is not. It's a nice element to have, it's not an essential element. But I think the main driver is around a recognition of the increasing relevance of Islamic finance. I think the interest in Islamic finance is that it's now reached a stage of critical mass where the likes of the IMF and the World Bank and those kind of players and large financial institutions are engaging. And I think also there is an increasing recognition of the linkage between Islamic finance and sustainability. So if you're looking at sustainable finance, you're looking at how you green the earth and create jobs and look after poorer people. Islamic finance is a very attractive proposition. And if you're looking at younger people, I'm not so young anymore, but I'm looking at you and I'm looking at others, the Gen X, Y, Z, whatever, and the millennials are much more interested in impact type investing which does social good. And Islamic finance is already there. It doesn't have to prove its credentials. This is what it's about.
We've talked a lot about Islamic finance, but what exactly is it and how is it different than the conventional banking system?
Islamic finance is about the efficient and effective mobilization of capital for the benefit of the real economy. What that means is the real economy is about real jobs, real people, real assets, building and making things. It's not financial speculation and transactions. That is the real difference. We can get sidetracked into understanding what interest is or what riba is. All three of the major Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, forbid interest. Yet Islam is the only one that persists with that because it's perceived as a rent on money.
What do you think about the awareness of Islamic finance in Kazakhstan?
I think, to be honest, it's fairly low. Now that's an honest reaction, but it can be improved. There is a need to raise that awareness, and it will have to go hand in hand with raising awareness about Islam and what it values. And I'm confident through education and through training, not just at business level, but in schools, to help people understand concepts of risk sharing rather than risk shifting. How things can work in a trading environment as opposed to a debt environment will help. But it will take time and it will take planning. And that is why the AIFC has been set up in part. It's bringing in experts who've been through this many, many times. But we do need to have patience, or you need to have patience. It's not an instant fix because it's about creating awareness and getting people educated to a level where they can understand the values.
We've come to the end of our episode. Thank you very much for your time, Daud.